So our next guest is Sos Hakobyan, spokesperson for Hayrenik Party, which is part of the Batı Bunem Alliance. Sos, I wanted to get your general impressions on the last 3 days, and where do you see this going? Are you meeting the goals that were initially set forth, and anything else you can say to our compatriots who are listening right now?
Sure. Hi all. These last 2 days I can really say that the scale of the peaceful protests are expanding in a rapid way. Today and yesterday we closed some streets, have made some protest actions, and people are now very committed to struggle and to have results, because this chance we see as a last one to protect the country, Armenia and Artsakh, its independence and its sovereignty from any foreign player, any foreign country. So I think the main objective, the main goal, and the main motivation of the people now is to end the struggle of Armenian people and to make go away this government and the majority party that led country to these calamitous consequences.
I want to just quickly talk about a recent media publication where you were quoted saying that the National Security Agency or law enforcement agencies have received instructions, I guess, to increase the brutality or to increase the use of force against protesters. What more can you tell us about that?
Sure. We also get some information from people that support us, and yesterday it was the case that we got information that the head of the, let's say, like the military forces of the police got instructions from their head to make the force more brutal and not to allow people to do protests like maybe 10, 20 or 30 minutes that they did before. So they want to end every action immediately, not to let to expand the scales of our protests. And they also do unlawful actions like just literally beating people. So we had cases that are online and everyone can check it, that special forces of the police are just beating people, not having any legal grounds. And they also said that they will do some internal investigation, but of course the main way to stop it is to increase the turnout and to just let the people come here, to make them believe that this is the very chance to help our country to be really independent, not in any control of any other country. So I think today and yesterday we had very good scales. I mean, the amount of protesters were so huge that the police, military part, the special forces were avoiding to increase their pressure or to end our actions. So we are in a good way, to make it happen eventually.
I was following some of the groups in the afternoon, and there were some instances where the number of people went down like to 50 or even less, and there were some mass arrests that I witnessed. I tweeted about it. But I wanted to allow our audience, in case anyone has any questions, a few questions for Sos. Anyone who wants to talk can request.
Well, I want to ask one question quickly.
So just introduce yourself. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Rafael. I'm one of the hosts of this talk. So, Mr. Sos, does the opposition have a concrete plan of action to remove Prime Minister Pashinyan from power constitutionally? Does the opposition have it right now?
Still, we are going to according to our plan, our agenda. I cannot say that what we will do like tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, because it's changing according to it is being adjusted according to the situation. But the plan is here, and we also made some homework after the last, 1 year and a half, 1.5 years ago. We also were making protest actions, and we did our homework to not let to end the way that it was before. So of course there is, and the main actions are being made for expanding, as I said, the scale of the protest, because we have objective to change the government peacefully, not to let anyone here to be wounded or let's say to be killed. We need a mass amount of protesters, our citizens, to just make it happen, because there is no such force in Armenia, I guess maybe not in any country, to have capacities to stop it. If we have like 30, 40, 50,000 of people here and saying that they want to change the government for their families, for protecting the borders, the country, there is no any government, and it cannot be to have such capacities to stop it.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Well, I have one question. What are the next steps that you see? And everyone talks about that the goal is not to have a single, I guess, political party taking control, but people talk about national unity, governments. People talk about meritocracy and technocratic government. How do you see the future government of Armenia? And maybe also, if you have any specific steps that you see how that will happen, that sort of can retain the constitutionality of the Armenian government, or whatever that is left.
First of all, we should understand that the only way to make it happen constitutionally is the way that the Prime Minister just
came to power.
Yeah, I mean, he goes away. The Parliament has no power now to fire him and to appoint another Prime Minister. So the only way is to make him go away, like they sign the document and have its own way. So we are doing all the things or all the actions to make it happen constitutionally, because for the small countries like Armenia, it's very important to have recognized results after the changing government, and not to turn it into mass turmoil in a country. And today we have a very good checkpoint about the joining our youth community and the students, thousands of students from Yerevan State University, other universities situated in Yerevan, eventually joined, I can say it today, that joined the protest actions. And I think tomorrow and maybe the day after tomorrow, we will have 30 or 40,000 people, and the youth will be have game-changing role in all this story.
Okay.
Well, I have a question, if you guys don't mind.
Sure.
Hello?
Yeah, Edmund.
Yeah.
This is Edmund Sabella, right?
Yes, Edmund Sabella.
Go ahead.
Yes, first of all, let me congratulate you for the great work you guys are doing. And I think change will happen sooner or later. However, I'm from Lebanon, and in Lebanon we are dying because of the public debt. And Armenia from 1998 until Pashinyan came, the public debt was 4.5 billion. From 2018 until about 2020, the public debt jumped from 4.2 to 9.5 billion. So if the opposition takes power, which I'm hoping so, how you guys would be able to tackle this economic disaster?
I can say about the government debt the following. I'm not the economist, but I was working in the central bank 2 years ago for 5 years. And the main thing that the government should do, like every government, not taking the public debt, but to really spend it efficiently. And when I say efficiently, it means building infrastructure, it means building capacities, educational and other capacities for economic growth. What is doing, what this government does is the following. They just take the public debt, like $1 billion, and using it for increasing pensions, for increasing like miserable amounts.
But they didn't.
Excuse me?
But they didn't. They didn't raise the pensions. As someone knows about economy and been working,
public sector raised not in vast amounts, but they raised some salaries.
Yes, the salaries.
National security service for government workers, for
yes, you're absolutely right.
For teachers.
You're absolutely right. But with the raise that the public servant they received is not because Armenia got the public debt higher, is because Armenia, they are doing from the tax revenue. Because, you know, for you to raise the pension as well, you have to work a certain amount of years, and then from your salary, you have to put a certain amount of money, which again, your company as well has to put certain amount of money.
Yeah, but you know that the Armenian budget has gap, so we are not collecting all the expenditures that we have. We are only public debt, let's say, problem for so many years. And when you are raising salaries in this situation, when you cannot collect all your expenditures from taxpayers, you should use your public debt to make economic growth, but not.
But they haven't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Ed, just let me interject for a quick interjection. What Mr. Sos is saying, I agree 100%, and this is what I have tweeted when I was when I had 301AD. So the Pashinyan government is taking public debt and it's using it for current expenditures, not capital expenditures.
Yes, that's the one. Thank you, 301.
Yes.
Thank you, Rafa. Yeah. Excuse me, maybe I got misunderstood, but thank you very much. I apologize.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sos. I appreciate the time, and I hope maybe we can run into you tomorrow or the next few days and see how things are going.